Śrimad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrimad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jai Gaura Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Namo Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatasivaya Bhagavaturtamashloke Bhakti Bhavanashki Rantra Śrimad Bhāgavatam ki jai. So we are reading from third canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 20. Conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Text 40 and 41. So first we will just read text 40 and then we will repeat together 41. Srishtva Buddha Pishachamscha Bhagavan Atma Tandrina Digvasaso Muktakeshan Vikshya Jamiliyatrisho. Translation. The glorious Brahma next invoked from his sloth the ghosts and fiends, but he closed his eyes when he saw them stand naked with their hair scattered. Purport. Ghosts and mischievous hobgoblins are also creation of Brahma. They are not false. All of them are meant for putting the conditioned soul in various miseries. They are understood to be the creation of Brahma under the direction of the Supreme Lord. And text 41. Jagrustat visrishtam tam.
Jagrustad vishishastham.
Jagrustad visrishtam tam.
Jagrustad vishishastham.
Jrimbanakyam tanum prabho.
Jrimbanakyam tanum prabho.
Jrimbanakyam tanum prabho.
Jrimbanakyam tanum prabho.
Nidriyam indriya vikledo.
Nidram indriya vikledo.
Nidriyam indriya vikledo.
Nidram indriya vikledo.
Yaya bhuteshu drishyate.
Yaya bhuteshu drishyate.
Yaya bhuteshu drishyate.
Yaya bhuteshu drishyate.
Yeno chishtan darshayanti.
Yeno chistan dashayanti.
Tam urmadam prachakshate.
Tam umadam prachakshate.
It's difficult.
Jagrihustat visrishtam tam.
Jagrihustat vishishtam tam.
Jimbanakyam tanum prabho.
Jimbanakyam tanum prabho.
Nidram indriya vikledo.
Nidram indriya vikledo.
Yaya bhuteshu drishyate.
Yaya bhuteshu drishyate.
Yeno chishtan darshayanti.
Yeno chishtan darshayanti.
Tam umadam prachakshate.
Tam umadam prachakshate. Jagrihustad vishishtam tam. Jagrihustad vishishtam tam. Jimbanakyam tanum prabho. Jimbanakyam tanum prabho. Nidram indriya vikledo. Nidram indriya vikledo. Yaya bhuteshu drishyate. Yaya bhuteshu drishyate. Yeno chishtan darshayanti. Yeno chishtan darshayanti. Tam unmahadam prachakshate. Tam unmadam prachakshate. Jagrihustad vishishtantam. Jimbanakyam tanum prabho. Nidram indriya vikledo. Yaya bhuteshu drishyate. Yeno chishtan darshayanti. Tam unmadam prachakshate. Jagrihu
took possession.
Tad visrishtam
Thrown out by him.
thrown off by him.
Tam
That
Jrimbana Akyam,
Jimbana Akyam,
known as yawning. Tanum,
Tanum,
body.
Body.
Prabhu,
Prabhu.
of Lord Brahma.
of Lord Brahma. Nidram, sleep. Indriya Vikledaha,
drooling,
Ya,
by which
Bhuteshu,
among the living beings, Drishyate is observed, Yena, by which Uchishtan is near to stool and urine, Darshayanti, bewilder, Tam, that, Unmadam, madness, Prakshate, spoken.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Śrimad Bhāgavatam Swami Prabhupada Ki. The ghosts and hobgoblins took possession of the body thrown off in the form of Yoni by Brahma, the creator of the living entities. This is also known as the sleep which causes drowning. The hobgoblins and ghosts attack men who are impure, and their attack is spoken of as insanity. Purport. The disease of insanity or being haunted by ghosts takes place in an unclean state of existence. Here it is clearly stated that when a man is fast asleep, and saliva flows from his mouth and he remains unclean, ghosts then take advantage of his unclean state and haunts his body. In other words, those who draw while sleeping are considered unclean and are subject to be haunted by ghosts or to go insane. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, the topic is ghosts. Devotees generally try not to think and speak much about ghosts, especially evening time, because they may come. So we won't speak much about ghosts, we will try to speak more about Krishna and Krishna consciousness. Yes. So basically here in this part of Bhagavatam we see how while Brahma is creating the world, he is going through different phases, and according to the level of his consciousness, different living entities appear, the demons, the rakshasas, the ghosts. And this is a good lesson for us because it shows that according to the level of consciousness you have, you will produce certain things, certain results. If we have very elevated consciousness, the result from this will be very, very good. If our consciousness is very low, the result won't be good. If our consciousness is in the middle, then the result will be mixed. There will be some good parts of the result, but also some not so good parts. So basically, the whole process of Krishna consciousness is we are trying to purify our consciousness. And with pure consciousness, whatever we do, at the end, the result will be good. Even if we cannot see how the result is good at the moment, immediately, at the end, result will be good. And even if we don't see that there is materially good result, the result will be good. Because with good consciousness, we will remember Krishna, we will be Krishna conscious, and at the end, we will be successful. Like in this story from Bhagavatam, Vritrasura is fighting with Indra. And apparently, it looks like that Indra is the winner and Vritrasura is losing the battle. But then the acharyas are explaining that Indra had this impure consciousness because he was fighting for his position in the material world. So it was selfish. And what was the result of his action? Well, he remained in the material world. And then Vidura, apparently he was the loser. Vritrasura, he was the loser. He couldn't take over the battle, but the end result for him was he just went back to the spiritual world because he had the pure consciousness, he was a pure devotee. So we have to try to keep our consciousness as pure as possible, and we have to struggle for this, although we may have some difficult moments. What is the ghost of the material existence that is haunting us? What is the main ghost? Lust, yes. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajaguna samudbhava, mahashanu mahapapma vidyanam iha vairinam. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, okay, you are explaining what we have to do, and I understand this. But we have a problem. Sometimes we want to do something, and suddenly we are doing something else against our will. How is this possible? And then Krishna is saying, well, the ghost of lust, he is the cause of this. The lust is making us act opposite to our desires sometimes. So the only way to get free from this ghost of lust is, as Pandava Prabhu said, to take shelter in the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost. Krishna consciousness, this is the only way to get rid of lust. We have a lower nature and we have a higher nature, spiritual, pure nature. Shri Radha Govinda ki jai. So we should not feed our lower nature. We can give food to our lower nature, we can give food to our higher nature. We should not feed our lower nature. Rather, we should be very determined to get rid of this lower nature. For example, to go to see the deities in the temple, this is feeding which nature? The higher nature. What is, for example, feeding our lower nature? Okay, then what we are going to do? Newspaper, okay. What is the modern newspaper? Yes, to big extent. I had the experience sometimes if you spend too much time with your best friend, the iPhone, you get a headache. Does it happen to you? Generally, this is not a symptom of elevating your consciousness, rather degrading your consciousness. So we should not spend too much time there, because generally our iPhone is not our best friend devotee. Rather, he is not really a devotee. One time Kadamba Kanana Maharaj said in one class, we can just make experiment and see if our phone is a devotee or not. And if he is a devotee, that means everything inside is fully Krishna conscious, then no problem, we can associate with this devotee. But if it happens that he is not a devotee, we have to be very careful, because this will be a satsanga, bad association. It will degrade our consciousness. So we just have to be careful. We have to be careful. We should know, okay, I'm a sick person, and the sick person, he has to be careful. If he happens to enter in a certain dangerous situation, he can start acting as a ghost haunted. And sometimes we do that. Like sometimes we know we are devotees, I'm a devotee, so I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that. And then suddenly we start acting in a completely different way, strange way, a way that generally devotees don't act, but like a ghost haunted. So keep away from ghosts, associate with Vaishnavas, take the close darshan of Krishna. All these things will help us to stay pure, to keep our consciousness pure. Okay, so now I have a suggestion for you. I'll give you 3 topics and you choose one of them and then we'll continue speaking on this one, okay? So the first topic is we can speak more about Narottam Das Thakur because he appeared yesterday. Then second topic is the last time I was giving a class, little bit the topic of Guru came up. Then we were discussing a little bit on breakfast. So I said we can speak more about this. Who is the real Guru, how to choose Guru, practical things in this matter. Or, if you like, I can read for you some notes I took when I was in Vrindavan with Kadamba Kanana Maharaj, some interesting things he was sharing about Vrindavan, about our advancement in Krishna consciousness. So you have 3 choices. Number 3. Okay, let's... Okay, so who is for 1 Narottam Das Thakur? No, that's not allowed. Okay, we have 1 person for the first topic. So who is for the second topic? Okay, 5. And who is for the... 6. Okay. And who is for the last one? 2, 3. Arjuna, you cannot do it 2 times. Okay, so we are going to speak about Guru, and then let's see how it will go. We can combine 2 and 3, yes, of course. So, one of the most important things in spiritual life is to accept shelter in someone who is pure, who has elevated consciousness, who is not ghost-haunted, and who can help you to advance spiritually. Such a person, in the Vedic scriptures it is said, such a person is not different from Krishna, Sakshat Dari. He is a representative of Krishna. Not that he is Krishna, but he is acting as a representative, pure representative. And that's why to him it should be given the respect just as we are giving respect to the Supreme Lord himself. Śrimad Bhāgavatam is saying, Acharya mam vijaniyam. There is no difference between me, Krishna is saying, and Acharya, someone who is teaching by his example. Acharya, he is always speaking Shastra. He is never deviating even for a moment. Srila Prabhupada said, if I have some credit for everything that happened in this movement, my credit is I did not subtract anything from the pure teachings of the previous acharyas. I did not add anything from me. I'm just giving you the message of Krishna as it is. This is my qualification. This is my credit. So, if we want to choose a guru, first thing and the best we can do is just go in front of Krishna and ask Krishna for a help. Sincerely say to Krishna, Krishna, I need a guru, please send me someone. And Krishna will start working on this. We should know how much we are ready to pay to get a guru. It is like, Gaur Govinda Maharaj is giving this example, it is like going to the shop and let's say, for example, you want to buy what? Jewelry. Okay, let's take the jewelry. So, let's say you go to a shop and you ask the seller, okay, I want to get something, but I'm not ready to pay too much, okay? And then he's giving you something, he's saying, oh, this is just $2, but you see, it looks like the real stuff, no problem. And then you can just give the $2, get it and go away. And that's it, job done. Now you may say, no, this is too cheap. I want something better quality. Then you say, okay, I have something better, but it costs 20. Are you ready to give $20 for this? And then if you are, then you get out with a better thing in your hand. And now you may say, no, wait a minute. I want the real stuff. I am here to buy the real thing. And he's saying, okay, but then it will be 200,000. Are you ready to pay this? And then you have to decide. If you are ready to pay the price, you get the top thing. If you are not ready to pay the price, then okay, you get something. So in the same way, sometimes when we think about guru and choosing a guru, we think, okay, I want to find the best guru, like the most qualified, the highest, the top. But then the question comes, are you ready to pay the price? Because this guru, he will demand full surrender, complete surrender on you. And then you may say, oh, I'm not ready to do that. Okay, then you have to buy something cheaper. This is how it goes. If you want a real guru, you have to be a real disciple. A real disciple means you have to accept, once you accept this guru, you have to accept his desires, his orders on an absolute platform. That means you cannot make bargaining with the guru. Oh, guru, you gave me this instruction, but no. Now give me another one. No, if the guru wants something, you have to do it. That's the idea of accepting guru. That's why we said the third offense against the holy name is, yes, to disobey the order of the spiritual master. There is another way to say the same thing. It is to consider the spiritual master ordinary person. Why you are going to disobey his order? Because you think he's just an ordinary person. I mean, he's saying something, well, I may take it, I may not take it, no problem. So, if we want the real thing, we have to be ready to pay the real price. That is very, very important. Now, when it comes to practically how to find a guru, well, first, the most important thing is we have to see his bona fide. Bona fide means a guru is someone who is following his guru. If he is guru on his own, this disqualifies him to be a guru. So the real guru, first he followed his guru very strictly, and then by the desire of his guru, he became a guru. This is how you become a guru. You cannot become a guru just by putting a label, okay? Now I'm in the guru business. Please buy me, pay for me. It doesn't work like that. So a real guru means he has to follow his guru. So basically in our practical case, we are trying to be followers in this particular movement, the Hare Krishna movement, ISKCON movement. So we have to see that this guru is very dedicated to his guru, namely to most of the cases to Srila Prabhupada. Actually, in any case to Srila Prabhupada, because even if he is not a direct disciple, still he has to take the desires, the instructions of Srila Prabhupada as the highest thing in this movement. So we have to see this. Then second, we have to see, is he very enthusiastic and happy in Krishna consciousness? If he is properly following the process of Krishna consciousness, that means he will be naturally always very enthusiastic and very happy. There is the statement, don't believe in a guru who is not dancing. So dancing is generally a sign of happiness, yes? Generally we dance and we are happy. Generally we don't find that someone is dancing and he's completely depressed, in agony. So we should see this person, he is very, very happy in his Krishna consciousness. Then, before accepting this person, we should see how strict and serious he is in his practice of Krishna consciousness. Does he has a good sadhana? Does he follow strictly the process as it is given by Srila Prabhupada? This is also important because we know when it comes to choice of a guru, nectar of instruction is teaching us vachu vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udarupasta vegam, etad veganyo vishaheta diram, sarvam apimam prithivim sashishyat. such a person, he has to be a Goswami. He has to be completely in control of his senses, urges of the body. So this is also something that we can see. And then something more practical. Generally, when we are attracted to someone, we should start associating with him. We should spend some time with him, as much as possible. If possible, long time. If not possible, at least some time, a week, 2, 3, and then see how this great personality is thinking. And also see if we can work it out together. If we can work together as a guru and disciple, what is his way of thinking if I feel that he is like-minded? Because sometimes we can find a very great personality, extremely exalted person, but we may see that, okay, somehow I cannot work with this person. Just we don't see that the how to say, the combination is working. And if we see that this is good, then okay, it will be very easy to work under the instructions of this particular spiritual master. If not, maybe we have to see. And then also see what kind of idea he will have for our spiritual life. What kind of plan he will have for our spiritual life. Like, for example, you are planning to get married, make $1 billion in the next 5 years, go to live in South Korea, and you ask the guru, so what do you think I have to do in Krishna consciousness? And he's telling you, stay brahmachari, distribute books, give all your possessions to the temple, and go to live in Venezuela and preach. Maybe we can do it, but maybe not. So we have to see. One time Kadambakara Maharaj was giving the example, we have to see what number of shoes the spiritual master will give us. Because we may see, okay, it's too small for me. Yes, what size of shoes? Maybe I cannot walk with these shoes. And then we have different choices. We may say, okay, maybe I have to find for another guru who will give me different instructions, or we can share with this guru. That's allowed. You can say, the shoes are too tight for me, just give me something a little bit bigger. And then it can have a discussion between the spiritual master and the disciple. But generally these things, they should be done before accepting the spiritual master. When you accept and he asks you for something, you cannot say no. It's against the etiquette to say no. But again, you can discuss with the spiritual master. He can tell you something, give you an instruction. You may say, oh, it's too much. Like, for example, the spiritual master may say, I want you to read all the books of Srila Prabhupada in the next 2 years. And you may say, oh, that's too much. But okay, I'll do it, but no, please give me a little bit more time. Okay, do it for 4 years. Oh, this is allowed. This is okay, this is not offensive. It's just a discussion. So that's about like we could say the transcendental side of the guru. Sakshadari, not different from Krishna. But now the guru has another side also, like the human side of the guru. Guru is also a human at the same time. In this regard, we should know that, well, sometimes the guru, he will just treat us as a friend. Someone who is very close, he will want to, let's say, share something with us. Maybe not so much in the beginning of our relationship, but when the relationship becomes more mature, he'll just want to be close with us and sometimes just share something, and we should be ready to do it as a service. So there is a human side of these relationships. Like I remember one time I went to the room of my spiritual master and I, of course, offered obeisances and I sat down on the floor, a symptom of humility, you sit in the feet of the spiritual master. And then he said, oh, Tulsi, just come. And he pulled a chair and said, sit down here. And I said, Maharaj, I feel comfortable here, it's okay. He said, no problem, just come and sit down on the chair. And I said, no, I feel here better. And he said, I just told you, come and sit on the chair, okay? And I said, yes, okay, Guru Maharaj. And then he just started sharing different things. And I was just like little bit stuff like, okay, this is the Guru, he's speaking, I am disciple, I have to listen. And he just said, so what do you think? And I said, am I allowed to think here in this situation? And then he explained, hey, you know, sometimes we Gurus, we are also humans. We just have to share with someone and we have to hear some opinions or just tell me what do you think about it. So this is the other side of the spiritual master, the human side.
The relationship between the Guru and the disciple should be firm friendship.
Sudrita Sauhridam, yes. The relationship should mature, and when it matures, it becomes closer and closer and closer, yes. And then we know Srila Prabhupada, at least in few places, I remember, he's saying something very interesting. He's saying the secret for advancement in spiritual life is satisfying the bona fide spiritual master. So the process is very simple. We associate with a bona fide guru. We try to understand his mind. What is actually his desire? What he wants as a general for this mission of Krishna consciousness, or in my particular case, what does he want from me? So we try to understand this, and then we try to do it. And if we do that, Srila Prabhupada is saying, if we do that, this is success. Success is not if we are going to get result by doing this thing or not. This is not the success. Success is not to get the physical result that we can observe. This is not the real success. The real success is understanding what the spiritual master wants and trying your best to do it. And if you do that, this is success. Like in one class, Srila Prabhupada is saying, you just have to get instruction from Guru. And if you do that, and execute that, and if you do that, this is success. My Guru Maharaj personally taught me, if you ever get money, print books. That's why I'm stressing so much on this point. Where is book? Where is book? Where is book? So kindly help me print as many books as you can on as many languages and distribute all over the world. In this way, the Krishna consciousness movement will automatically increase. And another place, Srila Prabhupada is saying, I was with my spiritual master on Radhakund, and he was complaining that since we got this Bagbazar temple in Calcutta, my disciples, they are constantly quarreling. Who will get this room? Who will get that room? I wish to take off the marble from the temple and sell it, and with this money print books. And Srila Prabhupada is saying, so I took it from his mouth, that my Guru Maharaj is very much fond of printing books. So in this way, sometimes the spiritual master will give us direct instruction, please do that, and if you do it, I'll be very happy. But sometimes he won't say directly. But then we should be careful to actually to see what does he like. It's like in a relationship. If you really value someone, you really try to understand what is the mind of this person, what does he likes. And if you manage to get it, then you can satisfy him very easily. And if you satisfy the spiritual master, then from his heart towards you starts flowing a river of benedictions. And you will feel it. You will feel that, wow, now my spiritual master is happy, it's satisfied. Like I remember one time, because of the desire of His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj, we started organizing this Srila Prabhupada disciple feast in Mayapur every year. Maharaj wanted just to gather his godbrothers the last day of Kartik for Ras Purnima, and he wanted a big feast. But His Holiness Jadvaita Maharaj is very specific when he has some desires. Maybe some of you know. He's not just saying something, he is saying exactly how it should be done. So he said, I want to have this kind of prasadam, I want to receive my godbrothers in this and this way. I want, when they are living, I want to give donation to each one of them, and so on and so on. So there was many things to be done, and then we were running for maybe a week to organize the whole thing. He wanted personal invitation the first time. He said, I want in the invitation to be written the name of each and one. So this makes it a little bit more difficult. We had to find out who is here, then make personal invitations, find everybody, give it to him, then invite them, then arrange for the prasadam. Both of them, Jadvaita Maharaj and Kadamba Maharaj, they wanted to have some ultra mega hyper feast, they wanted to have 2 different kinds of Mahaprasadam at least, then some special preparations made, very specific Bengali preparations, then the general feast, which is supposed to have at least 10 to 15 preparations, and then on the top of that cake, and the special Maha sweets from the deities in the temple. You can get them only every morning. You have to fight a little bit on the queue, but if you are strong enough, you can do it. So anyway, we are working on all this, and it was hard, especially the first time. And then we got tired, we were going through it, and then at the end everything was finished, and Haribo. The guests left, and they were so happy. So then I was thinking, okay, now we are serving the Maharajas and job done. And we can just go and relax. And then Jadvaita Maharaj and Kadamba Maharaj, they said, okay, now all the servers sit down. Now we are going to serve you. And we were like, no, we are serving, you're the gurus. They said, no, you sit down and we are going to serve you. And then Jadvaita Maharaj and Kadamba Maharaj started serving all the devotees. And then when everybody was fed, then they sat down and they took prasadam. And then at the end everybody was so tired. And while they were leaving, I just went close to them just to tell them, thank you very much. And then Kadamba Maharaj looked at me and just put his hand on the shoulder and looked at me and said, thank you very much. And that was it. That was enough to do for all the 10 days of running before that, all the problems, all the difficult situation, everything was gone. You just got the blessing of this higher personality. And you feel, at that moment you feel, now Krishna is happy, Krishna is satisfied, I am making spiritual advancement. So this is the secret for fast advancement in spiritual life. We may not be expert in following all the rules and regulations. We may not be the most strict devotees in this movement. We may not be the purest devotees in this movement. But if we manage to do that, just find a guru, a real representative of Srila Prabhupada, understand what is his desire, satisfy this desire, then naturally we will feel that we are making spiritual advancement. This is how it goes. This is the principle. Okay, so these were some practical tips. Do you have some questions? Or maybe Maharaj wants to add something first.
Yeah. Something came to my mind. Recently, I was discussing with somebody about Guru. And it's a controversial topic. They made the statement that the Diksha Guru is more or less a formality, but a very important one. how would we relate to that? Is that a true statement, a false statement, a statement that requires some unpacking, or how would we respond to that?
Oh, that's a question. I thought Maharaj you answer. Okay, I can say something and maybe you can.
Yeah, if somebody can, how would you all respond to it?
Well, what I heard on this point is that, of course, we know we have two kinds of spiritual masters, Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, and the essence of the relationship between the disciple and the spiritual master is Shiksha, or transmitting transcendental knowledge. This is the most important part. And actually, this is the real Diksha also. So now, if the Diksha Guru officially connects you with the Guru Parampara through the process, through the ritual of initiation, but at the same time he is transmitting this transcendental knowledge, then I don't think it's just a formality in this case. But sometimes we may have a situation that, let's say because of the tradition or whatever, someone accepts just Diksha from a certain personality, let's say he's the family priest or this or that, but actually he's not receiving transcendental knowledge from him, and then we can see, okay, it's a question of formality. You are officially connected to some lineage. But then if we have the transmission of the spiritual knowledge, then it's not just a formality, because this is the sum and substance of the connection between the disciple and the spiritual master. I was listening to a class of Kadambakana Maharaj 1-2 days ago, and he was saying that actually the transcendental knowledge is the deliverer. It's not the guru. Okay, now the guru, he is going to bring you to the spiritual world. It's not exactly like that. The guru, he has the power because he received the transcendental knowledge. And what he is doing, he has to give you the same transcendental knowledge in a pure, uncontaminated way. And actually this transcendental knowledge, which is not different from Krishna, this is your deliverer. Of course, he's there, he's playing certain role in your life, he's helping you practically, but what he's trying to do? Well, he's trying to help you to understand this transcendental knowledge and to start living according to it. And then by doing this, by following this process, then you will become liberated. You will go back to the spiritual world. This is what I have heard. Maybe you can, Maharaj, say also something.
I'm meditating on it at the present moment because there's a growing number of people who kind of have this basic understanding. It's not just one person among our, higher ups in the ISKCON, association. So I was happy that you were talking about Guru, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just toss this question out. It's not exactly false, but there's something I don't exactly feel right about, and so I hadn't had the chance to really look over some various slokas and explanations of Guru to find what I find not exactly quite right about that. But, more than that, I don't want to say,
Maybe you can prepare a seminar.
Well, yeah, that's what the IDC is all about, basically. But we have the idea of Shiksha and Diksha Guru, and we have this understanding that Shiksha and Diksha are equal manifestations, and we see that sometimes when people take shelter of a particular spiritual master and they may fall down, that they're still connected to Krishna consciousness because they're connected through Prabhupada. And in one sense, Prabhupada is the ultimate Shiksha guru for everyone in ISKCON. So he's in one sense a primary guru. But at any rate, these are the nuances that really a lot of people are wrestling with right now. You know, when we talk about guru or guru tattva, what exactly do we mean by the equal representation in both Shiksha and Diksha? What does it mean to say that Prabhupada is the founder Acharya? What does that exactly mean? And when a guru who is a disciple of Prabhupada gives initiation to another person, are they initiating on their own behalf, or they're initiating under Prabhupada's mercy, or both? And these are some of the issues that are coming up, and that's why I'm thinking about it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Ryan.
So it's also similar to this question about, there's a specific question about gurus. So, you know, there's been lots of acharyas in our line, like Bhaktisiddhanta and Bhaktivinoda, and they've not only taken one disciple, they've taken many disciples, and their disciples have received that transcendental knowledge. And then the disciples of those disciples have also received that transcendental knowledge. So outside of just Prabhupada and that direct disciplinic succession, there are other people who may or may not be within ISKCON, but who have that direct transcendental knowledge about Krishna within our parampara. I mean, what is the process? I mean, can you take initiation from those people as part of ISKCON, if you were to find them? Because I also understand that we have an eternal relationship with our guru. In some ways, a personal relationship that is eternal. So when you find that person, like, you find that person.
Okay, if I understood correctly, the question is that we find that there are people who may be outside of our disciplic succession and still they can have the same transcendental knowledge.
Well, I mean, are they still in the disciplinic, are they still in that succession if they're not directly disciples of Prabhupada?
Okay, not
if they
our...
were contemporaries with Prabhupada. Or if
not our branch.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, one has the freedom to accept initiation from whoever he wants. This is the constitutional freedom of the jiva, of the living entity. However, in our case, it's a little bit more different because, like, more or less all of us, what was the way that we understood about Krishna consciousness? Yes, if we start really looking one by one, all the different cases, like either we received the book of Srila Prabhupada, so we got the knowledge from him, or let's say we met devotees, and devotees, they were saying, well, Srila Prabhupada is saying this, Srila Prabhupada is saying that. So somehow we got this mercy to become a devotees directly from the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So personally, my opinion is we owe him some loyalty now, because we got the mercy from him. Because of him we are devotees. So I personally would say that if we are going to get initiation we should take in this movement, in ISKCON movement, because this is from where we got the mercy. Also another thing is, many different gurus and acharyas can have the same transcendental knowledge, but their mood will be different. The mood will be different. Like, for example, if you associate with different gurus within ISKCON, although they are different individualities and they can like give more stress on one thing or the other thing, but actually if you speak with all of them, you see their mood is very particular mood. And it's basically the same mood like Srila Prabhupada, all of those. But now if you go to other, it can be also Gaudiya institution outside of ISKCON, they will transmit the same transcendental knowledge, they will quote the same books like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Śrimad Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita. But when you start discussing the philosophy, you'll see on a certain points they will have little bit different viewpoint. But the knowledge will be the same, but the mood will be different. So we want to get initiated by following the mood of Srila Prabhupada. This is, as one spiritual master from ISKCON said, Dear Srila Prabhupada, we want, it was an offering for Srila Prabhupada. He said, Dear Srila Prabhupada, we want the Krishna that you have. Many great Vaishnavas may have Krishna, and they can give you Krishna, but we don't want any other Krishna. We want the Krishna that Srila Prabhupada has. This Krishna, the way how he describes Krishna. So that's why I personally think we should find a shelter in the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada by taking shelter in some of his representatives. Yes.
Okay. My question is, if you take initiation by your guru, what happens if you break some of your vows? Maybe like you break the 4 regulative principles or something like that. How could you amend that if that happens? And yeah.
We take a guru and we promise to the guru that we will do certain things. We will chant and we will do some things and we won't do other things. And it's a personal connection. And we should be very strict and follow strictly our vows, because this shows our sincerity in our relationship. However, if something happens, and it can happen because we are not Nitya Siddha devotees, we are just sadhakas, and in the case of a sadhakas, mistakes happen sometimes. Well, definitely the first thing is you just go to your guru and tell him what's the situation. Because we are like sick people. We are in a hospital, and you try your best to follow the diet, to follow the process to get cured. But sometimes this rascal, the mind, says, no, I have a better plan. I will tell you now, we have to do something else. And sometimes we tend to listen. And if this happens, if we do something wrong, just go to your guru and say, okay, I try my best, but this and this and this happened. And he, as a physician, he'll see what is the situation. Is it very, how to say, if it's, yeah, if the situation is very severe, he'll think about, okay, we need a special treatment now. Okay, I want you to read every day 3 chapters of Bhagavad Gita or something. He'll basically, because for doing wrong in Krishna consciousness, there is no solution outside of the process of Krishna consciousness. It's not that, okay, now you break your vow, and now we want you to go to the Himalayas, and if you have to take a rope and hang from the tree with the head down and stay like that for 1,000 years, and then, okay, your sin will be, absolved, removed, and then you can go back to Krishna consciousness. It's not like that. Krishna consciousness is the solution to all the problems. So our problem can be that for some amount of time we cannot really follow the Krishna consciousness. Okay, so what is the solution? Go back to following Krishna consciousness. But we should not hide from the Guru. We should be honest, and we just should go and say, okay, Guru Maharaj, this and this is the problem. I have severe problem at the moment, please help. And he, as an expert physician, he will deal with the situation. Also, we should be conscious that if we do wrong things, because of our connection with the Guru, they go on the bank account of the Guru. So he will have to go through something because of that. Like I remember one time, we were with my spiritual master in Mayapur, and he had severe pain in the ears, like really heavy pain. From time to time we were walking and he was just making like that, so heavy. And then there was another devotee with this, and he said, Maharaj, what's the reason? What's the cause for this? And he became a little bit irritating. He said, "Do you know what is the cause? The cause is that some of my disciples don't follow the process as it is. That's the cause." And then he said, "Oh, is this the cause, Maharaj?" And he said, "Well, I don't do sins anymore. My life is free from sins. So then why I continue to suffer? I suffer because of these rascals." So we should know this, and we should be as strict as possible. But then if something happened, if something wrong happened, we should not say, "Okay, this is the end. Now I will escape. I will disappear. I will never see my guru again because I am a sinful, I am a rascal." This is not the real solution. Just go and admit, "Okay, I did this and this and this, and it was wrong. Now please tell me what to do." And increase your spiritual practice. Do something extra. Chant more rounds. Associate more with the devotees. Put yourself in a better spiritual environment. This is the ultimate solution.
For my personal journey, I could inquire before, like if I'm interested in the guru, I could say, these are my doubts in being able to meet these, and kind of talk about that even before taking initiation, or what could I do, like reading or associating, to try and be as honest in taking those vows and surrendering to your guru.
Yes. Also, we should always keep our relationship with the Guru. We should not, like sometimes in the beginning we can be very active. "Oh, Guru Maharaj, service, Guru Maharaj, letters, Guru Maharaj, everything." And then after 1 year or 2 years, "Oh, Guru Maharaj, I will come a little later. I have something important to do." It's accepting Guru is not just a fashion. It's a practical relationship. So you have relationship. Use this relationship. Share the things that are difficult for you, and it's a guidance. Spiritual master gives guidance. Of course, from the side of the disciple, from the side of the guru should give everything to be available for the disciples. One time we were on Vyasa Puja, and my spiritual master said, "I see who is here, but also I see who is not here." And he said, "So that means I failed to conquer some hearts, and that's why these devotees are not here." So this is from the side of spiritual master, he should be always available and ready to help his disciples. Okay, thank you very much. Grantara Śrimad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande.